Welcome, everybody, to the AIP channel where anything is possible. Is she not taking off? There she goes. Try to make sure everything's live and living in color. So, trying something new today. I wanted to do some testing, and the testing's working. So, uh, possibility we might start doing this maybe every Friday. Maybe we might start doing it every day. Hell, you never know with how we go and do things right now. Uh, I'm sure my fans get notification in the middle of the day I've gone live. It's going to throw them off. Nobody on there so far. That is working. See the live chat. No live chat. Got one person so far. See if we're live on X. Just checking everything out. Yep, we are live on X. Huh. Interesting. That'll work. See what y'all think about this whole situation. What do y'all think? We'll wait, try to hang out a little bit. Oh, we got the YouTube. Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Charlie. We're typing and saying your name at the same time. Yeah, I'm just sitting there playing around and trying something new, but setting with the settings and playing with YouTube and Rumble. But I might start doing this more often. I know we get some more views for the lunchtime, especially for my friends across the pond. So everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So that's cool. I'm using multiple things here. So trying something new, trying to see if this will work, keep it in there. So that'll work. Uh, welcome everybody who's popping in on this lunchtime AIP channel. Little special here. We're going to let's see what y'all think on some of the crazy stuff's going on right now with Elon. I won't be on here very long, but what's going on with Elon and Trump? What do y'all think? Is it a psyop? Is it are they really beefing? Are we just watching a damn TV show? I kind of think we're watching a TV show. I swear, that's all it is. We're watching reality TV at its finest. Uh, we got so much crazy stuff going on in the world right now. We got claims that Trump was on Epstein's island. We got Trump. We got claims mm, on both sides. I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe I. It's kind of like, did they plan this so they could turn around and flip and make? Uh, they did all this so they could turn around and flip it, so that they could help push the Epstein list out more. I don't know. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. Um, as the thing show calls, is anything is possible. Anything is possible for sure. Uh, been watching, seen lots of videos and lots of stuff. Everybody talk about it. Um, is it a cover up for all the stuff going in Ukraine and Russia? Kind of give you a little distraction for it all. It's a good possibility on that too. It's fun to watch them back and forth and go everywhere, but is it, what? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna start off play a video for maybe just for Charlie, but if I play a video for Charlie, it'll be all right. You think your day's going bad, and maybe
If you feel like you've had a bad day, just remember,
get some little work
at
in
least
today
you
on the
weren't this
porch.
guy.
As he goes through the porch. It's like, what happened there? Let's pull. Let's see, where's that? Come on. At least where this guy. And he's so damn heavy, he went to the floor. But what kind of floor is that? Like a bamboo floor or something. But yeah, boom. Like I said, it's all last minute. I've been thinking about doing this, so I didn't think I was gonna get a whole lot. Appreciate Charlie popping in. It's kind of a test, kind of an idea, kind of bring it out. And so kind of everything all together. Especially when I get to the new podcast spot. For the ones that listening and don't know, yeah, I got a whole new spot I'm working on. Got the walls up, sheetrock, sand. Got to do some more sanding and mudding and all that good stuff. So uh, lots of stuff, lots of stuff. More conspiracies, more conspiracies. But that's what conspiracies with Ricky is about.
I think Elon's amazing. He's single-handedly resuscitated NASA, but it is an Earth-based space company.
I think he keeps stuff secret.
He does. He absolutely keeps stuff
When
secret.
he tells me there's no evidence of aliens, that like there's something about it that just stinks. When he's saying it, I'm like, okay,
so
okay. I'm looking at him.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You don't think nothing?
I think
Yeah, it's kind of one of them things is like, I don't know. I agree. I agree. It's weird that it don't have. See what else we can pop up here. Like I say, I ain't gonna stay up on long. I ain't got no views on my on my X yet, but that's all right. We can. Like I said, this is kind of a test. Uh, the uh, the internet is having fun, absolutely, with this whole situation. I seen a cool picture. Tesla robots fighting ice agents. So you do type Elon Trump, and it is over. They're having fun, but like I said, yeah, I'm kind of with this one here. It's a show. It's gonna be a show. You keep seeing stuff like this. So like Epstein's lawyer said, and of course, just it's one of the things. There's so many people that are tied to all this stuff. There's so many powerful people if you look at it, and it makes you go, hmm. It's gonna make you listen and make you go. What you gonna um there's so many. Let me get my point out. We got so many powerful people that like even if you go like the great shows and stuff, there's gonna be pictures of people with everybody, because they you run into people. There's I got pictures with celebrities. Does that mean I'm tied to them? No, I just because I took a picture with them. So when you have pictures with certain people, it makes you wonder, ask questions. But like there's certain things, but are they really tied to them? Are they really associates or their friends? Call of Duty, Elon versus Trump. I think Elon's got that one. Elon's going to win the gaming part. Trump, Kanye, Elon. I'm scrolling through here for a second. It's funny stuff. See what Dana got to say. Oops.
Elon was a superhero through this whole.
That's for sure.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Where are we right now without Elon Musk? It's what he did was incredible. And
Why do you think he did it?
because I think he's smart, and I think I think that something about him is fearless. I mean, he is literally a superhero in this country right now, as far as I'm concerned.
I thought it was something to do, but what the hell is this conspiracy theory? What kind of crap is this? It says Donald Trump will pass away from a heart attack after pooping his pants during a live press conference June 19th. JD Vance a few days later, and Elon on August. What kind of shit is that? Yeah, kind of the pictures. I'm critical thinker, conspiracy theorist, whatever you want to call me, but some of this stuff. Yeah, this one here got a good point. Elon Musk Trump's in the Epstein files, so I let my son hang out with him. Let me ask if anybody, uh, what do y'all think about Elon and his black eye? Elon with his black eye. Is it actually going to be? Is he part of the Black Eye Club now because of the? What's up, Mission Control? Appreciate you popping in. I was kind of just like kind of testing, seeing that this other kind of using combining softwares, and figured why not just throw some stuff together and have fun for a second. Um, but yeah, Elon's picture with Elon with his black eye, you know, and certain you get the Black Eye Club for the ones that don't know. You see so many celebrities, so many pictures. Over and over and over again. It's like if you want to get to that certain level, is that, you know, is that what they got to do? Yeah, there's so much there's so much fun stuff with Trump and Elon all over the place. It's funny. It's absolutely funny. There was one where it was let me uh let me pull that picture up for you. It was the MAGA powers, kind of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Made me laugh. WrestleMania 5, the MAGA powers explode. Well, Donald Trump as Hulk Hogan's kind of it kind of fits there. I mean, you know it don't even look funny really. Yeah, it is a free on the black eye. It is a Freemason ritual, and what else? What does that? You know, it kind of one of them things. Like, what does that mean? Is it going to be? Uh, is that going to mean it's going to be? Um, we are we are just in a show, or is this? I don't know. There's so many questions, and there's so many ways you could take it. So many ways you could take it. Um, it'd be interesting to see. You know, does that mean he's compromised now, or yeah, they, you know, it is Illuminati. That way, you know, it's an outward showing. You know, when you see all of the celebrities doing the all seeing eye and the pyramid and all that, could be. This control says it's in the introduction to Center Stage. You should think from Shakespeare or something like that. Yeah. I think it re-edifies of, you know, it's a damn show. Man, when there's, you know, maybe one day we'll figure out, like, you know, the puppet strings of the puppet stringers. Um, I think there's multiple layers. You know, you got puppet strings hitting here, controlling the lower puppet strings, and then it's just it goes all the way down. It, you know, like a pyramid scheme, I guess you say. Yeah, welcome to the big club. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's not the club we are part of um, whatsoever.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Good old George Carlin. I still have hope. I still have hope this year. Um, hopefully, we'll have. Hopefully, Cat Williams was right when he said this.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
And hopefully, we will see. Maybe this will bring out more truth. Um, I ain't holding my breath. I hate to hear that, Miss Control. I know a lot of people right now kind of under the weather. I guess it's changing weather, the season's changing, and bringing in summer. I know several people are just blessed. Yeah, I hate to hear that. Cool, maybe a cool video. I'm just. This is not. I had a thought process and kind of woke up today and like I'm gonna do this and see, wing it and see what happens. So if it's not kind of half-ass refined, which if you watch the evening shows, we're all over the place anyway. ADD to hell when we get everybody talking. So it's like it's gonna be all right. We're here having fun talking crazy stuff.
You ever heard of the Black Eyed Club? Unless you're one of the people that consistently compete in combat sports, I'd say it's not very likely for you to be walking around with a black eye, especially if you're a high-profile celebrity worth millions of dollars who walks around with security. And I don't think these celebrities joined a martial arts class or got beat up by the same person to obtain these black eyes, unless that person was more powerful than them so the news would never surface. Whatever the reason is, here's a list of celebrities with matching black eyes.
Yeah, and that's just a tip of the iceberg. That's just absolute. There's so many more, so many more. That's been part of the Black Eye Club. I know. Who was it recently? Another one recently. Old Jay Leno popped up with a black eye. Say he fell. Um, it's just part of the being up the upper echelon. If you want to be part of the big boys, you got you got to do that little extra. But what does it mean for us to, actually getting truth and seeing what's going on? I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah. Yeah. The one, I agree. The one with the Pope says it all, which, we dig into the popes, we got the three different popes, the black pope, the gray pope, and the white pope, and that power struggle right there, and there's theories on, England is the banking power, they would empowers, we don't have empires like we had back in the day when we had the Roman Empire going around conquering things. We don't go around and conquer like we did in the olden times. There's still conquering going on, by no means about it. But and then there's theories that the banking power of England, and then you got the religion of oh man, what was the third one? Oh, the Vatican with all the powers to be. The real theory. I'm not sure if I know what you talking about there. I'm gonna look it up though. Live on air. The real theory. The real theory originates from Edward Bauer Lytton's 1871 science fiction novel, The Coming Race. What real is description as a powerful, all permeating energy wielded by a subterranean race called the Brillia. This fictional concept portrays Vril as a universal life force that can be harnessed by both creation and destruction, enabling telepathy, telekinesis, and advanced technology. Yeah, I don't know about that either. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that either. I've always heard, life force, like chi and stuff like that. I can see that. Yeah, it's, hmm. I have to dig into that a little more. I got it saved now on my thing here so I can go back and dig into some more. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's just, you got the powers of the Mason ritual is for sure real, and you got the powers to be, you got, the Rothschilds and such like that. Big, big money. The facts that we know that they know they sponsored and financed both sides of most major wars we had over history. Even 1800s, and you're looking at to the 1900s and beyond. I mean, they even turned around and started. When they were made the break up the monopoly of their oil and everything, they had turned around and then they started taking it and using and developing. Had they started developing with oil and medicines and all that kind of stuff, and everywhere and then they started getting into education, and if you look into stuff like that, like Webster's and stuff, it's crazy the tentacles of that where they spread out. And you're supposed to, you always hear, like, you hear them old timers like to diversify, and you're supposed to go out here and catch all these different things, and you spread out. You have your money invested over here, and you invest it over here. You invest in land, you can invest in farms, you can invest in gold, You know, you want to diversify that way because if one goes down, you get the others to prop you up. But they diversified in power, and it's uh, it's wild when you start digging down that rabbit hole. And I'm sure we'll get on there and dig more for sure. Uh, Absolutely, we'll dig some more on that and more. 'Cause I'm ready. I don't mind talking about any kind of subject. If you go through the channel and see, there's all kinds of different subjects and lots of projects. I got more projects coming. You're good, Mission Control. Yeah, we got, going on. You see, the more you dig into the rabbit hole, and the farther deeper you go, it's absolutely crazy. I seen this video last night. Let's see, I can play it without getting popped. I guess for my thing. Who knows? Trying to see if I can do. Let's close all that. There we go.
Knows the biggest secret in the music industry? Watch this.
Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers. But the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old. You get your duplication to enforce their message. They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, clone Eminem. He ain't rap since Encore. Know that cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. If they killed the rappers who were spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger to reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. For all of time in all forms, they own all your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think that it's facts, but for 50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. It's another way for them to win the war by weaponizing important celebrities. Don't kill your foes, just clone their gods. Then you'll control all your enemies.
The executions have been televised, though. They're on TMZ like every night. They take our heroes, give us weaponized clones. The revolution won't be televised. I can't be replicated. Copy the attitude in the chain.
Tom's lyrics hint that the industry isn't just controlling artists, it's replacing them. Some believe that when an artist
Come on. Yeah, it's crazy some of the stuff. What's it? With Jamie and Dave, we be sharing stuff to each other all the time. And it's like let's play this one right here though. It's scary. I know I'm all over the place. Kind of going back to what I started on, but look at poor people just getting on the ground. Yeah, it is crazy. And I like this video here. I sent to Jamie.
I walked out. We agreed, like, we're good. And the last thing he said to me before I walked out of Trump Tower was, you know, Megan, it's not such a good thing if they're not talking about us. And I was like, oh my God, was this whole thing for show? Like, was he acting the whole time to generate buzz? And it was really crazy, so crazy, Sean, because I walked out, we agreed, like, we're good. And the last thing he said to me before I walked out of Trump Tower was, you know, Megan, it's not such a good thing if they're not talking about us. And I was like, oh my God, was this whole thing for show? Like, was he acting the whole time to generate buzz? And it was really
Yeah, this whole thing, like I said, I think is a effing show. It really is. It's a show. A show and distraction. But what are they? What are they distracting right now? You know. Uh, oh yeah, like yeah, we got potential world leaders potentially getting poisoned.
Chega! Chega! O que temos que acabar com este país em que andam a viver.
Peço, por favor, saiam do palco, por favor. Vamos sair do palco, por favor.
Crazy stuff. I didn't look it up though. Trying to see if he survived. I'm sure there would be something going around there. Of course, everything's in damn Portuguese, or whatever. I can only read a word or two. You're good, man. I understand. That's cool. Like, I kind of wish I'd done this more. And like, I just posting stuff back in 14, 15. Yeah, I try to post stuff on Odyssey. I need to post more on Odyssey, I guess. I got Rumble. I'm way behind on Odyssey. I don't even know what's all on there. It ain't much. But I do have an Odyssey account. Like it's one of them things. Like I got accounts everywhere, but some of it actually gets used and everything. Yeah, it's just got my like some of my newer stuff, older stuff, really. Um, I did put my I did put my I don't even think I have it on my link trees or anything like that, because I don't. But I do have my 9/11 uh, talking with conspiracy number 11 that was on 9/11. That just worked out pretty good. And got a video on the Illuminati card game, and just a couple other videos. So I need to get on there and update it. I only got 1 follower, so it's kind of like not a lot of motivation. But if you put more stuff out, the potential's there. It's one of them things. It's hard to do some of this stuff and stay motivated. Damn, Discord banned you twice? That's crazy. What's up, Chilster? Appreciate you popping in. I said, I probably won't, I don't know. I'll go a little bit longer. Like I said, this is, I said at the beginning, this is kind of a test. I just testing stuff out, testing up, extending software and seeing what I can do. And I wouldn't want to do this. I thought about this. I know I got a bunch of people that like to, testing. I know I got people over in England and stuff, like they never get to hear none of my shows because they're live because they're on their side of the world and it's 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm coming on. So, but it's dang it, where's this video? There we go. And well, I said I go a little bit longer. There's lots of stuff to talk about. It's always something to talk about. Like right now, it's so much crazy stuff. I could probably stream all day, every day, probably if I get it. The way things are.
So are you guys ready to watch perhaps the most amazing event of political contortionism that you've probably ever seen in your entire life? This feud that's developing between Donald Trump and Elon Musk is getting ready to twist the radical left into the biggest pretzel you've ever seen. You're getting ready to watch an entire political party who spent the better part of this year firebombing his dealerships, destroying Tesla vehicles, and protesting every weekend because Elon Musk was aligned with Donald Trump. And now that there's a feud developing, they love him. But what they don't seem to understand is the feud that's being developed is because Elon Musk wants more cuts, more spending cuts. He wants his Doge cuts codified, and the big beautiful bill doesn't go far enough. And now what's going to happen is Donald Trump and Elon Musk are going to waltz the radical left into suddenly defending Elon Musk and demanding the cuts that Elon Musk wants to see in big beautiful bill materialize. So a party who opposed Doge, an organization and a group of people who hated Elon Musk for finding waste, fraud, and abuse, are suddenly going to be supporters of Elon Musk and are going to be advocating for the cuts that didn't make it into the bill because they want to see Donald Trump lose this feud. And that, folks, is the genius of the Donald Trump show your ass theory. See what they're doing?
Over here, pausing over here. I'm over here typing in the chat. Appreciate y'all coming in and joining in on the chat and social network analysis platforms. I will check that out. See what old Rocky's got to say. Social analysis. Let's see. Social network analysis. Leaving that word. Analysis platforms. Yeah, a lot of time I use this to kind of like, cause it's got, which probably ain't good. It keeps my history, whatever. other people look and see what the hell I'm looking up. But I use that in my notepad to kind of keep up with stuff. And so the social network analysis platforms are tools that help visualize, analyze, and interpret relationships with interactions within networks such as social media, organization structures, and other connected systems. Huh. Interesting. And I played that video a while back. Um, I played that video a while back where we turn around and you know they're using, you know, they're on Facebook and they were actually like sending, like they would do a certain group of people, which when you got on Facebook, you sign away a thing off saying that they can do tests on you basically, and you could turn around and they were sending one group of people a bunch of negative shit, and then we got uh and I got the, you know, another group of people a bunch of positive shit, and then see how they act. And of course, the negative shit, and they made people post more negative stuff and then positive, and they were just fucking with people. What's up, Wally? Uh, it's kind of a test idea, checking out software and having fun at the same time. So we're just winging it today. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm gonna try this, and I thought about doing this for a while, and then I wanted to try some different software, well, adding piggybacking some software. So seeing how it works when it's all said and done, see how that works at the end. So too, and I might be able to get paid like 15 cents. So we'll see how it goes. I think that the, you know, and also like, you know, your all the programs and stuff you see on social media too is tracking like facial recognition when they turn around and you got people popping up, you know, and you gotta, they got all these different things, these new apps, you know, like, well, the trends where you're taking a picture and you're looking, they put in AI editors, or you look like a baby, or all this stuff. It's all uh, it is. It's, you know, it's an absolute crazy array. You know, they're tracking, you know, where you are, and then if you tie all your damn stuff together, they're tracking you too, because they're tracking all where you're going. You know, like I think I might be just tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, but like, you know, even like these apps and stuff now that they got with the, you know, you can make money by on this app to save gas, you know, and they'll turn around and send you money, whatever. And like, how are they sending you money to save money on gas? What's the catch on that? And so I mean, they gotta be selling information. So they're selling information. They gotta be. They're selling the information for you wherever you're going. Like, okay, this person's been here. This person's been here. Look at this. They've been at this gas station. They traveled last month to Ohio, and and then this week he's over here in Florida. You know, yeah. And I think that mission control, I think that ties into some of the damn them real IDs they're pushing out and trying to get people to get. You know, of course, right now they're saying that it's for security, and you can't fly on a plane or go on government built. You know, you can't go on a government base without it. Uh, but what is it that going to get ramped up to? You know, this they've been, it's been a frog in a hot plate situation for the last 20 something years, really for longer than that, but it's really been ramped up the last 20 something years since 9/11. I guess it's uh, 24 years now. We have digital IDs now. I know Mississippi does. I seen one the other day. I was surprised they hadn't rolled it out very, but you can get a Mississippi digital ID. It's a pain in the butt to use. I was told, and a lot of people are kind of like, "What in the hell is this?" But they're pushing that out. So I don't know. It's just a push and turn. Um, they're doing away with the penny. I think eventually, because most people um, don't use cash anymore. They use your debit card and everything. So it's going to be more and more. It's going to be pushing more and more for that digital currency too. That's why they did the digital, you know, and that's why they're pushing all these, you know, Donald Trump Jr. pushing all this stuff for Bitcoin and all that. And but if they do digital currency, I mean, I know they can crash the systems very, very fast. But the bad thing on digital currencies and stuff, like they don't have closing times on their markets, so they could keep on going, you know, and absolutely just keep. We go to sleep and wake up the next morning, and our whole value of everything will be in the fucking tank if they want it to be. That's why that situation is so scary and to think about. That's true. Everything does have a Wi-Fi radar with with an IP address, like so they could track you. They're just trying to track every different way you can. And a lot of the phones are got all the biometrics in them, and they're over here tracking your heartbeat. They're tracking everything, how you feel. Uh, it should be a lie. I agree, mission control. I mean, less, they it should be less than it is. You know, a lot of people have all these ways of being able to find stuff, and then when it's time to need it, and then they can't use it, and maybe it's only specific for the certain government or something like that. Um, they're just going to tie it into all the all the damn drones and like if y'all for the ones if y'all missed it for the ones watching right now, if y'all missed the last talking with conspiracy show, like I showed this video right here, like look at this technology right here, how clear those night vision is. They're allowing us to see. Again, it's always like this is what they're allowing people to see. And then you got these little fucking drones. can drop little bombs on top of your head, or suicide you. It's wild, wild, crazy times. Yeah, yeah, on alive. Yeah, it's it's kind of like you're. Uh, I seen that. I seen there's certain ones. It's wild. You can say all so much crazy words, but there's certain words you can't say, or you get it docked, or you hear people say now. It's like it. It don't even seem the words they want to use don't even seem better than you know you unalive somebody instead of saying you killed somebody. It don't. It just seems so extra. You gotta watch yourself, and because you never know. You, it's so quick. Like I've had several videos get taken down. I've had a lot of stuff get taken down because of stuff I've said. I'm impressed. I don't know how I got away with it. The last live session I did, I'm glad I did. I mean, because I thought it for sure that last talking with conspiracy was gonna get taken down because some of the videos I showed, but it didn't. It actually was able to stay up, and so I was happy to see that. That's just random. I ain't got nothing to say really for you know. And like the video we showed, yeah, I see that. It's like um, the video we showed Wednesday. Yeah, YouTube don't play on a lot of stuff. You can have to. That's why at the beginning of in my description, I got in there saying like, don't. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. You have to if you want real information, you need to take with an expert because you know you got to cover your ass on this shit now. You can't just say uh, this or that, whatever you want to say, which it seems like so many people do anyway. But then when people are trying to actually put out truth and information, then that's the ones that get doxxed and knocked down. Yeah, it was the video I'll show was from COVID and it's like you know. But we always like we did Wednesday. It's like, hey, we're not doctors, we're not here, but but you got all these, you got the New York Post posts and stuff about, you know, they don't understand how many people have, I think, with strokes and 20-year-olds now. How in the hell did we have that many? And it's like, well, there's a freaking pretty good reason. Um, let's see if I can find that picture. I seen it on Facebook. Man, it pops right to it. I love me some. I love me some Twitter sometimes. Yeah, on the New York Post. Why are so many people are having strokes in their 20s, 30s, and 40s? They never had patients so young. What's the difference? And the strokes rise among really a 14.6% increase between the ages of 18 and 44 from 2020 to 2022. What was happening? Uh, what was happening then? Between 2020 and 2022, was pushed very hard. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Control. That's exactly what. I mean, there's no denying it. No denying what possibly could it be. What's the difference? And they got the Senate hearings and stuff talking about it now. Um, talking about how they knew. I showed. Let's see, which one was it? Was it this one? I shared so many videos, and it was a. That's not it. It was a actually hearing they were talking about. They were turning around and talking about how they knew how it was going to get. It was absolutely going to cause problems. It was going to cause issues. They knew it was going to, but where's it at? Where's it at? Was it this one? I don't think it was this one. As y'all see, I'm trying to be more organized for the Talking with Conspiracy shows. I'm trying to, so it's easier to find stuff. But here it is. I knew I had it on one of them.
What I want to do right now is, in a more succinct fashion, go through a abbreviated timeline as it relates to the myocarditis issue. Now, after facing 4 years of the Biden administration's efforts to undermine the public's access to information in my oversight work, I immediately issued a subpoena to HHS when I became chairman of this committee. The subpoena records I am releasing today, which are discussed in the interim report, do not contain FOIA redactions and will finally provide the public a more complete understanding of the Biden administration's awareness of the risks of myocarditis following COVID-19 injection. So now here's a brief timeline. On February 28, 2021, Israeli health officials notified CDC, quote, of large reports of myocarditis, particularly in young people following the administration of the Pfizer vaccine. Again, that's February 28, 2021, 2.5 months after the emergency use authorization. On April 12th, over a month later, a DOD consultant raises concerns to CDC and FDA officials about their ability to monitor and track cardiac-related adverse events. The consultant notes, quote, if you do not ask, you will not see it. But does that mean it does not exist, unquote. Around the same time, in mid-April 2021, CDC officials discussed safety signals for myocarditis, quote, for myocarditis with mRNA vaccines, based on DOD and Israeli data, but do not take immediate steps to warn the public. By the end of April 2021, just 4 months into the COVID injection, VAERS was already reporting 2,926 deaths worldwide within 30 days of injection, with 46% of those deaths occurring on days 0, 1, or 2 following injection. Now, I have the first chart I ever did on this, which I presented in our event in Milwaukee with the COVID injection injured. That chart, a couple months later, is showing, I think, 30-some percent. I can't see it from that far away, but let me get out mine. That chart is showing, at that time, a couple months later, 4,812 deaths, 1,736, or 36% of those deaths occurring within the day of injection or within 1 or 2 days. Now, I was raising that issue. I was going on media. I was showing this chart. And I got censored. Radio talk show hosts, when I talked about this, they were deplatformed. Now, again, I realize VAERS doesn't prove causation. I realize it's grossly underreported, but that's a correlation that I thought was pretty important. Somebody ought to be looking at it. So when I finally had a meeting with Francis Collins, head of NIH, with a group of other senators, I asked him, are you watching VAERS? I gave him those stats. He did admit that 6 deaths were associated with the J&J vaccine, but for the other over a few thousand deaths, he said, Senator, people die. That was his callous reaction. That was the head of the NIH, completely blowing off the VAERS system that they had touted before they got the emergency use authorization. I'll continue. From May 17th to May 21, 2021, CDC officials discussed whether to issue a formal health warning called a Health Alert Network message on myocarditis, noting that, quote, providers aren't reporting these cases to VAERS. They knew they weren't. They knew they existed. They knew they weren't reporting them. A couple days later, during a May 24, 2021 vaccine safety meeting, notes show that FDA and CDC officials asked, quote, is VAERS signaling for myopericarditis now? Question mark, and are told for the age group 16 to 17 years and 18 to 24 years, yes. Yes, they saw a safety signal in VAERS, yet from May 25th to May 27th, CDC officials provide up-to-date information on the status of the Han to Pfizer and Moderna representatives. Not to the public, they're warning the injection manufacturers, indicating CDC's preference to keep those companies more informed about vaccine adverse events than the American people. On May 26th, then FDA Director, Acting Commissioner Janet Woodcock emails then CDC Director Rochelle Walensky noting that, quote, FDA does not concur with the issuance of the myocarditis Han as written. The same day, CDC and FDA decide to, quote, nix the Han and instead publish less formal clinical, quote, clinical considerations about myocarditis on CDC website. 3 days following the myopericarditis signal, FDA official Peter Marks appears to raise concerns about even posting the less formal clinical considerations on CDC's website. He emails Woodcock and Walensky, quote, I need to ask for your patience with me. We still have concerns here if myocarditis and pericarditis have not actually signaled. That same day, CDC officials editing the clinical considerations discussed the need to, quote, walk back a sentence advising doctors to, quote, consider restricting patients with myocarditis from rigorous activity.
I don't know if that's the one I was looking for. I don't know if that was the one I was looking for. I don't think that was it. Give me a chance to go get me another drink, though, at least. That's pretty funny there, one. Huh. Yes, sir. I got it. I got it. I sure got it. All right, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's already 1:37. We already in. How long been? Wow, over an hour. I wasn't planning on doing it this long. Um, appreciate y'all popping in here, coming in here. I'm might call wraps up. I got some stuff I gotta get done. Might have somebody come looking at my house a little bit. So I appreciate y'all popping on this first little lunchtime. If y'all interested, drop it in the comments. You want me to keep doing lunchtimes? I can do them. I can make them happen for sure. If there's a good interest, I don't mind. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Mission Control, Chester Deluxe, and Wally for in the chat. And for all the ones that are lurking in the background, I appreciate y'all too for lurking. Give you for sure, give y'all a little going away video, I guess, and I guess an outro video. Hell, I don't know. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it this way. Let's see, where's it at?
Yeah. You duh. Yeah. You duh. You down with AIP? Yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to create. The key on the mic. I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. AIP. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's supplied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Watch how it grows. Watch how it grows.